This is the finale of the three-part series that I was making for the Rainbow series for Arty Gro. They ended up selecting the second one, and I'll link all the other ones in the description of the video. But this was the third one that I made, and I didn't know which one they would select. I made a bunch of different paintings, but this one was called The End of the Rainbow. So this one is going to incorporate gold, like the pot of gold. So I'm using the same rainbow colors, but the concept this time will be to layer the colors over top of one another, but use a strip of gold along the side that is perpendicular to the colors, so that when I swipe, the gold will continue throughout the painting. I will tell you a little bit about Arty Gro, and here you can see the gold that I'm laying down perpendicular to the colors. If you want a color to carry all the way through, then you want to lay that down parallel to the way that you swipe. So you'll see that the gold comes all the way through. I'll have a full video on Arty Gro and how it went coming up soon, but for now I can tell you a few of the highlights. So I was selected to do the poster, and there was a lot that came along with it. So I got to do a photo shoot with Signature City, which is a magazine, a local magazine here with Palm Beach Gardens. I got to do an interview with them. I did 2 other magazine interviews as well. And then I was on the news the days leading up to Arty Gro. And I cannot tell you how much it meant to me to be able to represent the fluid art community at a fine art festival, and just to be a part of the community. I had people that reached out to me that said that they saw me. I was very nervous the first couple of times, and then after that, I kind of got the hang of it. Some of the news kind of reporters that were out in the field interviewing me, they actually got to try fluid art as well. I brought my supplies and we actually painted on camera, and that was super fun. So it was just all in all a really cool experience. But I did have to wake up for the 5 a.m. news. So I woke up at 3 in the morning to be there by 4 in the morning. So that was different for me as well. And then the day of Arty Gro setup, I also did some news interviews. So that was really cool. Meeting the news reporters was also super cool. And just the entire experience. There were over, I believe, 70 something people that came to see me that were my followers. And I can't tell you how much that meant to me. I got to speak with everyone for a few minutes, and they got to meet my husband as well, because he helped me so much. He was an amazing artist assistant, is what they call them. That was on his badge. He did such an amazing job. I appreciate him so much. But I met one follower that was from Italy that brought me some paints and some chocolates that we have been eating this entire time. I also got to meet a couple of followers that came in, one from Delaware. Hi, Shauna. I got to meet some people from I believe Minnesota, Indiana. There were just so many people that flew in. I got to, even Tara from Tara's Artistry was there. Like, I can't believe how many people came to support me. I can't ever begin to thank you all for that. I'm so happy and excited about that. And Eric comes every year, so he was there as well. So hi, Eric, because I know that you watch almost every single video. But it was just such a fun time. I sold a lot of paintings, a lot of small pieces. I sold one of my 4 foot by 5 foot paintings. I got to install it in the people's homes. But I'll tell you more about all of that when I do my Arty Gro video. I have like a little vlog video coming up for you. But I just had the best time, and I can't thank everybody enough for their support. So back to the painting. And if you stick around at the end of the video, I will also show you how I clean up my table after, because I did 3 paintings on this same set of plastic, and I wanted to reuse all those parts. But for the painting, you can see how the gold carries all the way through the painting, and that's because I made that color parallel to the way that I swiped. And I really enjoy the composition of this one. There's that pocket of negative space in the center, but I felt like it just needed a little bit of additional color in some of those parts, and I love to have fluid motion carrying all the way through. That's why I will take some parts and kind of add them into the negative space. That's why I'll take my fingers and kind of squiggle some of those parts. It's all about kind of connection and motion and getting the composition that I like. But I'm super happy with how this painting came out. The base color is actually not black. It is a very dark blue color. And I think that that complemented with the gold really well. But I love how the painting came out. I'm super happy with it, and I'll show you the dried result. But first, I want to show you how I clean up my table. So I like to reuse my paint that falls off, especially if I'm doing a bunch of paintings in a day. If I'm doing them off camera as well, I'll just kind of leave my plastic up. So I try to save on plastic and just do them all and then reuse whatever color. And especially because these were mostly dark bases, it's going to create another beautiful base that I can use. So I just take a little flat scraper and I use the cardboard that comes on my canvases. Now I could use like a dustpan or something like that, which would probably be more sturdy, but I like to reuse as many things as possible. So I don't throw the cardboard away when I get my canvases. I actually reuse those pieces as well. And I just scrape them up off the table, and they will have little bits and chunks or maybe even some hair in it. So I definitely strain this after I put it into this container. I don't show that part on camera, but just know that I do that as well. And then once I get all of the paint up off the table and off of the cardboard, I strain it and keep it in this little cup, and I put a lid on it, and I can reuse it as a base for another painting. And then after that part is done, I cut off just the piece of plastic that's used. I wrap it up, and then I throw that away. And that way there's not as much paint going into the garbage can. Because I'm wearing the gloves, there's not that much that goes into the sink. And then I can put a new piece of plastic down. All right, here, this one is, and this is symbolic of kind of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But I tried to continue the gold all the way through. Let me see, it is so shiny, like so shiny. And I tried to continue it all the way through, symbolizing almost like the path or the journey that you take after it rains, getting that rainbow and then getting towards that pot of gold. Like it's almost like a lifeline coming through there. But that was just my concept for this one. I really, really like it. Super colorful. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Happy painting. Bye.